Neff is the Chief Medical Officer of the Indiana Regional Medical Center. We talk COVID vaccine this morning. Brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Marino. How are you today?
Wonderful. Good to have you with us here in the studio on this gorgeous Monday.
Indeed.
Wow. Liking this. You came from Arizona. Is this typical for Arizona about this time of year from where you came?
About this year, it's starting to get nice and warm up in the 80s and the warmer regions. And where we came from in northern Arizona, it would be a little colder than this in the day and then nice warm in the 70s in the afternoon. So it's quite beautiful.
There you go. All right. We asked you in today to talk about the COVID vaccine, progress in administering the vaccine, as IRMC has been so involved in it, and the clinics that have taken place at the KCAC. And so what is the update on protocols and appointments and all of those issues?
Sure. Well, there's a couple of things, and we're moving towards being able to offer an online scheduling program. Be live on the website later today. That's at irmc.org/vaccine. And we'll also be able to go ahead and open up that vaccination to all of 1B as of today. And then later in the next week or two over to the rest of the population. It's going to be great. We're going to be able to have everyone be able to schedule, to be able to get their vaccine.
That is amazing. And, of course, you're still tied to the amount of vaccine that is actually shipped into IRMC.
Correct. And at this point, we're getting about 1,100 doses a week, and we're putting them all into ARMS. So.
Which is the way to go about it.
Yes.
Now, still going to stick with KCAC as the site?
Well, we are doing vaccine at the KCAC. We're also doing a small clinic down at Chestnut Ridge at the facility that we have down there. So
good.
That's also going to be on the website to be able to schedule there.
Have you been doing that up till now, or is this
No,
new?
This is brand new, just starting this week.
Oh, good.
Yes.
That's terrific because folks can have two sites now at which they can get their vaccine.
Correct.
Obviously, it takes an awful lot of coordination to get it done in terms of everything that has to happen for this to occur. The volunteers who are going to be there at actually administering the shots, getting the shots to the various sites, the cleanup afterwards. It just takes a tremendous amount of logistical gymnastics, doesn't it?
It does, and we have an excellent crew that has managing every single aspect of the entire vaccination process, and it's a finely run machine at this point. It is great to see.
That's terrific news. So what are some of the other things that we need to know about the vaccine now after having been able to put it into ARMS here for the last couple of months?
Yeah, for people, especially as we're moving back towards being able to be open and being able to return to the normal sort of springtime weather here, we need to still make sure that we maintain our distances, that we work on masks when we're not able to socially distance appropriately. You're still not protected until approximately 2 weeks after the second vaccine.
Yeah, that is the most important thing for people to remember is A, you still got to be really, really careful about how you're conducting yourself in public, and B, give the vaccine time to take effect.
Exactly. It is all that even more important now that we're seeing an increase in cases here. We have 12 patients at the hospital here today that are admitted with COVID, and so it's still out there and it is coming back a little bit. So,
one of the things that we had heard from the beginning was the great concern about the number of available beds and therefore respirators, everything that needs to happen for the care of someone who comes down with COVID. And the concern, of course, at first was for those who are the most seriously at risk because of their underlying health conditions. Update us on where it stands now. Are the people being admitted those who have the most difficulties with their health generally as it is, or are they people of various age groups? How is it working now?
At this point, still, the people that are being admitted to the hospital and people that are being admitted to the ICU are, for the most part, older and with chronic medical conditions. Many, the vast majority of them are coming directly from home, and people that have not been vaccinated.
Okay. So we're seeing the effect of the vaccine just in those numbers.
Yes, we're seeing very few, if any, cases coming from the care homes or the nursing homes. It's the unvaccinated older population that are still most at risk.
Yeah, and the amazing thing to me about that is that for the most part, those are people who have very limited contact with others outside the home anyway, and yet they're the ones who are still getting it. This vaccine, this virus is really, really a nasty character, isn't it?
It is, and it's best to try and do whatever we can to get everybody who's able to get vaccinated to get them vaccinated, and be able to try and help protect our friends and family.
So starting today, that's when they're going to be able to open up the Chestnut Ridge facility.
The Chestnut Ridge will be open on Wednesday this week. For a limited amount of scheduled vaccination, which people can go ahead and either sign up later today on the website at the irmc.org/vaccine or by calling 724-357-7075 and pressing number 8.
So when you go to the website or make that call, you'll be given the choice of which site you prefer?
Yes, when the website's changed over later today, that will be exactly what you'll be able to do.
All right, and obviously since they'll be split between two areas, then there will have to be a way to say, okay, that's all we have for this place or for that place.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Other things people need to know about the vaccine and its distribution in Indiana County?
We're getting limited amounts, but we're getting a steady supply. So people should be able to feel free to be able to sign up once it's our turn. A
couple of weeks ago, you were part of the panel for the Road to Recovery put on by Indiana County and the Indiana County CEO. As those questions came in, when you come in here and you speak to me, generally I have the same question I have for you the last time because it's all new information now. But what about that event was a standout to you? What were some of the things that you felt needed to be addressed and were?
I think the biggest thing for that event, it was a great combination to see people from across the county, from Tom Stutzman and from the mainline pharmacy, and Mark Hilliard as the chair of the local chamber here, to be able to see really how common the problems have been, the challenges of the rush to be able to try and get a vaccine, to try and schedule that, and how much learning we all have done to be able to schedule that reasonably and well. It's been highly frustrating to not have very large volumes of vaccine, but it's getting a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah, terrific stuff. Dr. Richard Neff with us. He is the CMO of the Indiana Regional Medical Center. While I have you here, I wanted to ask you, since you came in the middle of this, the pandemic was well underway.
Yes.
The various procedures that IRMC has to go through, they were already in place and they've been refined, and you've been working very, very hard on that. This isn't the way anybody wants to take over a position, and it's probably not the way you envisioned taking over this position either. And yet that's the case. As you move forward, and hopefully one day soon we get past the pandemic being at the top of every list, what are some of the things that at IRMC that impress you that are away from pandemic and COVID issues, but things that you have noticed about IRMC and working here for a while now, and that you'd like to see happen in the next 6 months, a year, 5 years?
Sure. I look at this organization and the hospital and the community, and I'm impressed by the pride of people that they take in the care, and the always great care. It's a byline, but it's also true about what people want to bring to their work and bring to their care that they do every day. And it's amazing to have seen the collaborative work across the community, from IUP and from the hospital, to be able to remain safe and ready and open to be able to provide excellent care for everybody. And it's been truly remarkable in the community to go ahead and see people starting to come out, people just being able to come out and feel like they're safer now that they've been able to get vaccinated. They've been able to go ahead and start seeing friends again in safe areas. It's going to be a different world that we live in now. Yeah, it is.
It is. That partnership you mentioned with IUP, it's pretty exciting. There's another announcement last week, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff happening between IRMC, IUP, and the community as a whole. Okay, anything else we need folks to know about this morning?
I think the thing that the hallmark of Indiana is really the kindness that people show to each other, and it is vitally important as we go forward.
Appreciate that. Good way to close our conversation this morning. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, and happy spring.
And to you, it's
Thank
the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1170.